I can't say this enough, but I don't have to say it anymore because everybody else said it. They said it yesterday. They're saying it today. We've got it from Phil Simms. We've got it from Mike Silver. We've got it from Mike Holmgren. We've got it from Peter King. Let's start with Peter King. Give me Peter King. This is from Damon and Ratto yesterday. How's Trey Lance going to process this Jimmy Garoppolo move?
If you were to say to me what concerns you most about this, and I don't care how nice and genial and welcoming and, hey, this is going to be great that Trey Lance is saying or he said to Kyle Shanahan or whatever, seriously, how would you feel right now if you were Trey Lance? You know, it's easy to sit here and say, oh, my God, this is going to be great. It's going to be just like last year. How possibly deep down could he feel that way? He's got to feel, to some degree, like they don't really have faith in me, and they got to backstop me with the guy who brought us to the playoffs last year.
I mean, that's what I don't get about people's reaction. Is it's so funny. It's 2022. Social media is everywhere. We're smarter than this. We know that when these people are speaking publicly, well, maybe not all of us, but we know when they're speaking publicly, they're not always telling the truth. There are certain times of year in sports that are literally called lying season. It's usually leading up to a draft or something like that. It's called lying season. Let me share a little secret with you. The whole 12 months is lying season, okay? So
there's
this idea...
Two-day period in August where they have to tell the truth.
Yeah, and it's not August 31st, by the way. So when Kyle Shanahan comes out yesterday and goes, yeah, I talked to Trey, and he was like, oh, bananas, that's awesome. I'm so happy you brought Jimmy Garoppolo back. Can we go out to Mexican food and have a fiesta? Because that's just, what are you talking about? Like, that's not how it went down. Even if Trey did say, awesome, coach, that's because it's his boss. He went home and called mom and went, damn it, they brought Jimmy back because he's a person.
Right.
And who would and so this is not good. That's why it's not good.
Unless it lights a fire under him.
He didn't strike me as somebody who needed a fire lit under him.
Yeah, but just in case.
He looked fiery already. He looked locked in.
Yeah, all right. Then this shouldn't bother him, right? Okay, let's back this up.
Of course it bothers him.
Hang on. It definitely bothered him.
Yes.
I think you're right. He definitely went and called his college buddy or his folks or whoever he calls to vent about work and said, hey, like, this sucks. Jimmy's coming back. But is that going to adversely impact his play? Like, I don't think it's going to. If he's going to go 14 of 28 with a pick against Chicago, he was probably going to do that whether Nate Sudfeld, Brock Purdy, or Jimmy Garoppolo was standing over there holding a tablet.
Right, but if you're a brand new player, wouldn't you like, and I can speak to this in my industry, as I bet many of you listening can as well, I would like the backing to go mess up and have the boss come to me and go, no, we're riding this train. You mess up, you might mess up again tomorrow, and you are still my guy. That's not how this is going to go.
Okay, and that's
not how this is going to go.
And that's now on Kyle Shanahan.
Yes.
Like, this is
none of this is on Trey. None of it's on Trey.
This is on Kyle Shanahan, who vibes have been good in San Francisco. Like, I this is why I've always given Kyle Shanahan credit, despite his sub 500 record, and he blew the Super Bowl or whatever you want to whatever knock you want to put on him. The fact that they remained competitive, they won the last 5 games of 2017, in part because of Jimmy Garoppolo, but in part because those players were still trying despite a 1-10 start. Mm-hmm. That's a big deal. A lot of teams pack it in at that point, and maybe you win a couple down the stretch, but 5 in a row, that's nuts. 2018, Jimmy Garoppolo goes down. They don't win a ton of games, but at the end of the year, they beat the Broncos. They hung with the Bears, who were really good that season. They beat the Seahawks. Like, they were trying their butts off late in the year. And then again in 2020, they were battling all the way through. And I think that is because of the culture that Kyle Shanahan and the coaching staff have generated. But now this is the ultimate test of that, because Shanahan has to go to Lance and say, look, Jimmy's here, but you're the guy. Make your mistakes. You're our starter. You are QB1. And again, if they start 1-4,
until you're
that
not.
becomes right. That's a crystal clear delineation now. But the worse he plays, the more that blurs. and it might get into the locker room after 2 weeks, but Shanahan isn't pulling that plug after 2 weeks because George Kittle asked. We'll
keep, that's Kyle Madsen in for Dibs today, by the way. We'll keep giving you the 49er news and notes as they come in. Remember cornerback Quantrez Knight, who actually opened some eyes.
Yeah.
He has gotten through waivers. He will be on the 49ers practice squad.
Oh, good for him.
He's back. And speaking of other names that we brought up yesterday, and we were talking about Dameon Pierce, the reason he shot up everybody's board yesterday is because the Texans released Marlon Mack, got picked up by nobody. And he is joining the Houston practice squad.
Good for him.
Marlon Mack is 26 years old.
Marlon Mack's not that good of a player, man.
He was 2 years ago. I know he went through major injury.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
he went through a major injury as a running back. And now he's old. He's like 26.
Yeah, it's true.
Tariq Castro Field, 6th-round pick, the only 49ers draft pick to get cut, claimed by Washington.
Oh, okay. All right, so he's gone. He's not coming through.
Gone.
Mike Holmgren was with us yesterday on this show, and this is what he said about the locker room dynamic when there are two big names at quarterback.
It's interesting. I think most guys in the locker room, the players, they rally for the team. You know, that's what their thought is, and that's what the coaches are going to be preaching. Now, if things don't go the way in the beginning, the way they want to, then the tough part is making the decision. Then you sit Trey down and then bring in Jimmy, if he can play physically, if he can play. And then what if that's not going so good, or he's a little rusty or whatever? Then you get into, then it becomes a very, very difficult season. And then you see a little bit more, perhaps, maybe not overtly, but you start picking sides. This is the way we should go, and all of a sudden the players now become smarter than the coach, which is never the case. You guys know that.
Yeah, exactly, says the coach. But that's what, again, every single person we talk to is going to tell you the same thing, which is that now Trey's got about 2 weeks to win the locker room. In other words, I guess maybe that's a cleaner way to say it. Trey already had the locker room because they had no choice. Now they've got a choice. Now he's got to go re-win the locker room.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So go play well.
Yes. Obviously, that fixes everything.
Yeah.
But I'm going to forever think this is naive for people to think that this is just on the surface. Like, yeah, we'd like a really good backup quarterback. The 49ers are not dummies. They know exactly what this creates, and it creates something that you usually don't want for your 22-year-old brand new big investment starting quarterback.
Which is why they've been trying to trade him.
Right.
Like they were trying to get rid of him and could not.
888-957-9570. How about Bobby in Oakland? You're on with Willard and Kyle Madsen, who's in for Dibs. Hey, Bobby, what are you doing?
Hey, good. Just listening to you guys here on vacation, so this is a good topic, and I'll tell you why. I'm a big Trey guy, but I have to recalibrate, man, what I saw in the preseason, especially at Houston. I think he needs another year. And I can't see, if I'm on that team, if I'm a veteran, I can't see them holding Trey up for, I don't know, give it 2 games, give it 3 games, whatever you want. I believe Jimmy will be in there because he has to be in there. He led him to the end. I'm not a Jimmy guy, but looking at reality, you got to put Jimmy in. Let Trey learn. Let him get a couple games. I hope he can get 5 or 6. But I think he's going to be a couple games. But yeah, I guess you got to go with Jimmy.
Bobby, I'm so glad you called. First of all, it's a good call. We thank you for calling.
Shout out to you for calling in on vacation.
Yeah, but also shout out to you for this. Do you see what Bobby just proved?
No.
In the minds of some, we've already got a quarterback controversy.
Sure.
Well,
why would a fan not think that?
Yeah. And not good. Not
I guess,
good.
okay, here's not
good. I don't want a quarterback controversy. Y'all left here January
hang on,
with a party about let's get Jimmy out of town. That's the end of that.
The door was open for Trey Lance not being good regardless of who the backup was.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes. I get that aspect of it.
And if they were 1-4 with Trey Lance, with Nate Sudfeld or Brock Purdy as the backup,
I get it.
It would be like, pull the plug, he needs another year. This guy stinks. Oh my God, this is a disaster. And now that's going to happen. And then they also have a backup who could conceivably win them some games.
Right. So I understand the move. I've always understood the move. I wonder if you all understand what it means.
Yeah.
Okay. And that I'm not over that yet.
Okay.
That is a massive bummer. The 49ers just told you that we spent every day with him for a year and a half, and we're not sure.
Yeah, of course they're not. He hasn't played.
No, it doesn't work that way. Andy Reid was sure. He was sure. He hadn't played, and he was sure. He was absolutely, unequivocally sure, and I know this from people who were there. He couldn't
Patrick
wait.
Mahomes had played a lot more football than Trey Lance, though.
At
a higher level.
Not NFL football.
No,
Trey Lance had played more NFL football than Patrick Mahomes. But when you're with someone every day, you know. So that's all this is for me. We're here. It's August 31st, and he's not where they hoped he would be.
Yeah, I think that's probably right.
So that's to me what we're talking about. 888-957-9570. More of your phone calls coming up next.